brand new that I taught you, right? We learned persuasive writing in 6th grade, but we did not learn argumentative writing, right? And one of the main differences with argumentative writing is that we have this counterclaim paragraph, okay? Now, making a counterclaim is difficult, okay? I'm not gonna lie, it is hard. All right, it is even hard for me as a college student sometimes. I have a hard time putting myself in the shoes of another person, right? It is a difficult concept, all right? So today we're going to do just a little bit more practice with it. So in your next writing, right, you are very prepared for that counterclaim, right? Because I don't expect you to know something after the first time I teach it, right? We need to keep revisiting it. We need to keep reviewing it, okay? So, for today, what we are going to do instead of silent reading is we are going to do a claims and counterclaims review. Okay, only 3 questions, so don't stress. This is not for a grade. Okay, so you won't see this in Aries, but this is a way for me to, I'll wait. This is a way for me to check in with you and see how we're doing, right? Because after reading our last write, I know that we do need some support with this, but it might even be a thing that we need to review a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th time, right? So for this, we are just going to do our best, right? The first one we are going to do as a whole class. The second one you will do with your table. And what do you think you're going to do for the 3rd one? That one's actually going to be by yourself.
I knew
it.
Okay,
great. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to read the prompt, then we're going to take a stance, okay, and we're going to call that our claim, right? It is going to ask us something, and we are going to make a decision. We're going to make an argument and write that into a sentence, okay? Then, for the counterclaim, we're then going to put ourselves in the shoes of somebody from the other side. Friends, we shouldn't be writing it. And we're going to write a counterclaim, okay? Now, think back to your counterclaim paragraph. After you had the topic sentence that addressed the other claim, you had the evidence that also supported the other claim. What did you do after that? What was after it?
commentary.
Yeah, the commentary, right? And what did our commentary do?
Showed how you were right.
Yes. It proved the counterclaim wrong, and it proved our claim right, okay? So that is exactly what we are going to do today, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. Now, our first prompt, what is the best time to begin and end school? Now, I kind of made a mistake when I was planning this lesson. I don't want us to talk about ending school as well, because then we're talking about 2 claims. That was my fault. So I made a mistake when I made this, okay? So we're just going to talk about what is the best time to begin school, okay? Does anybody have an opinion on that? Layla, what's your opinion?
I feel like it should start a little bit like earlier, like 8:05 or like 8:10, because then if you have like a hobby or something after school that you need to get right to, and they can't change that, then you have time to get there, so we can end at like 2:40.
Okay, great. So if that is our claim, that school should start early at 8:05, how am I going to write that into a sentence? I basically kind of just said it.
School should start at 8:05.
School should start, and you should write this with me.
School should start
At 8:05. Okay, so you're copying that down. School should start at 8:05. Okay, that is what we believe. Okay, you don't actually have to agree. We're just practicing, right? So we're gonna go with Layla's opinion on this one. Okay, so this is what Layla believes. Now, if Layla thinks that school should start at 8:05, what do we think a counterclaim could be? Tiago?
start later.
Yeah, school should start later than 8:05, right? Because that is what another person would say to Layla, right?